Should I just start talking?
Yeah.
Okay, are you filming right now?
Yeah, it's recording, so I could just edit it.
So I was really, I just started combing the internet and looking for wedding photographers, best wedding photographers, interesting, different wedding photographers. And what I was really looking for was somebody who could capture emotion, because I had a feeling that there was going to be a lot of emotion at this wedding. People were very, very excited about our coming together. And what I loved about your work was I just kept seeing these pictures these candid pictures where you, just the moment of capturing tears or hysterics or spontaneous laughter. And I just had this sense that there was going to be a fair amount of that at our wedding. So I narrowed it down to about, I must have looked at 100 different photographers online, and I narrowed it down to about 10, and then I made a presentation to Barry one Saturday morning, and I said, okay, I want you to look at all these. And he started looking.
All right, wait, sorry. So
That's okay. Did it get anything?
yeah, I got stuff.
Okay.
But what
So-
you said you were about to show Barry.
So I narrowed it down to about 10 because I knew Barry wouldn't have any patience for the 100 that I had looked through. And prior to that, I think I had written to everybody, the people that I was interested in, to find out. Some people didn't have time. And I remember something that impressed me very much about you was that you got back to me right away, even though you were in South America at the time. And I woke up, I sent you an email. I woke up the next morning and there was an email from you saying, I happen to be available October 14th, which I was like ecstatic about. And then I presented about 10 different photographers to Barry that I knew were available. I liked different things about it, but what it really got me about you was that you captured this emotion, and it was different from everybody else's. And then I just showed Barry, and I tried to be as neutral as possible, and your response was, no question, this is the one. And it was you, Stephen. So we were done.
Working with you was pretty seamless, very amiable, very relaxed. You almost felt as if you were part of the
family.
The wedding group.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fun and it was exciting.
I have to say, every time I looked up at the wedding, one of you was there taking a picture. And now looking at these pictures, you got every single guest. There's a picture of everyone. I think you just captured it. You captured the mood perfectly, and I'm reliving this now, right?
Yeah, the expectation that you would be able to capture moments like what we're seeing right now, which may not be the kind of epic wedding photograph that people would think of, but is very meaningful to us, particularly given the fact that we have a significant bunch of kids in our family and we're somewhat older, which kind of adds to the emotions that were displayed that evening, and I think is what we kind of expected in terms of a kind of cups running over with emotion. And it's captured pretty well, and a lot is captured that I wasn't even aware of.
You capture the celebration. It's not just these staged pictures. I mean, you can get that in, these formal portraits, but you capture the movement and the feeling. It's like, even without music in the background,
There's a lot of joy.
Can hear it.
There's a lot of joy that comes out in these photographs, and the juxtaposition between joy and the tears is quite striking. So in the same photograph, like what we're seeing there, Luke is smiling and beaming at you, and Zoe has tears coming down
Yeah.
her face.
You capture it all. It's
Great
amazing.
movement, too.
It's like it's like watching these. It's like the party's continuing. That's what it looks like.
I think one of the things that's so satisfying about this is we spent a lot of time planning this, planning the event and writing the ceremony and kind of scripting it in a certain way, and maybe I obsessed a little bit about some things and you obsessed a little bit about some things, but everything turned out the way that we wanted, and particularly the photos. So thank you for doing that.
They're so alive. They're so alive. There's nothing. Sometimes when I look at pictures, there's, it's like a pretty background and everything's perfect. These just feel like it's happy. I look at this and it's like it's happening now. We're back in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put us back in it. It's not capturing something. It is something. That's what it feels like.
And the beauty of it is you spend so much time thinking about this and anticipating it, and then it happens and it feels as if it's gone in an instant. And this gives you the opportunity to relive it and savor it, which is a blessing.
It's also that what I get to see is we were so happy during the whole thing, but to see how happy all our family and friends are. I mean, they've told us this, but that how happy and how wonderful, and they've never been to a wedding like this, but you capture it. You capture that. It was so fun.
Yeah, we got a lot of, this was the best wedding we ever went to.
I've never been to a wedding where there was so much feeling and so much laughter and so many tears, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place, and love that one. I want to say how...
that picture cracks me up.
That's a great picture.
Yeah.
I want to say how easy it was to work with you. You always got back to us in a really timely manner. Everything was very clear. You and your assistant were both so lovely and so agreeable and made us feel so comfortable. I was very nervous about having pictures taken, and I forgot about my nervousness very quickly with you guys. You made us very comfortable, and you were everywhere, but we didn't notice you. You were not intrusive in at all, but you were everywhere, and you captured everything. So I don't know how you do that. As a matter of fact, I was even thinking about it. Like, I remember thinking, you were down at the bottom when I was walking down the stairs. And now I see a picture of you from my back that you got. And I was like, how did that happen? I was, you were everywhere. And there were only two of you. So, and you didn't stop working. You worked. We had a long wedding.